I'm Jaime Antonio Munoz. I actually study in psychology, human consciousness, and as well as emotional awareness and our senses, and to kind of understand our own behavior. If you've been trying to incorporate your spirituality with life, or if you're in a complete state of confusedness or lost, hopefully my teachings will bring about some awareness within you. The key that I want to bring everyone out for them to understand themselves is understanding the word perception, reason, logic, and actually your intuition. Most people have lost their ways, and kind of in this type of age, we're noticing how we're all going back into the main source. We have been separate from consciousness, but that also is an illusion. It is actually consciousness separating itself to create a chaos in order for evolution to be created. Within Taoism, Christianity, and Hindu texts, we can start seeing the evolution, how consciousness is not growing. We're neither going to churches nor understanding everything permanent. And one of the things I'll be teaching you, and the key here, is about words. Words are only labels. Perception of sight shows you your awareness within those words, and how we can do this on a daily basis. And understand each one of our personas that we're creating in this life are showing us exactly what our soul is going to do. We'll be talking about the teachings about body, mind, and soul, and how you're the awareness not of just the body. You're not the body, nor the mind, nor the soul, but a spirit within this. The soul is the collective of the awareness within that realm. And you are to be aware of it and to increase the state of consciousness, and how we're all cultivating. And you'll understand how farmers plant seeds and it grows trees, it grows fruit. Also within our state of consciousness, we also are the seeds that are planting new soil for the new fruit, which are children. And that's increasing our state of awareness. And the importance how we should bring back this into our age in order for our state of consciousness to grow. Eventually you start seeing most of the stuff that we wish we didn't have is actually stuff that we have now, or people that didn't have then. You'll start realizing that within our own state we get to have what isn't fair for us compared to what's fair for us, and you'll start seeing what wasn't fair for us was fair for them, and you'll start seeing the collective of that within our realm. One of the things I want to speak about is our personas. How attached are you through certain personas? And within the acts within your own life, we'll understand the perception and how we can increase our awareness and how we can eliminate certain personalities within ourselves that are causing us to live an unfulfilled life. Your soul is to be cultivated in a way for you to plant a soil and a seed of state of conscious, and you'll understand what the role of parenting is and how sacred our bodies is, and the sacred how our mind is to our body and that is to our soul, and how we can cultivate new state of awareness within each one. The more awareness that we can cultivate, the more awareness our consciousness can grow within this human collective. Understand there isn't just one realm, but multiple realms going at the same time simultaneously. As if I am in the realm of 11, and I go visit my family, within their state of consciousness, I'm actually flying into a different dimension. But we're collectively at the same time, a dimension 3 and a dimension 11 can be actually existing at the same time universally. If we can dive more close within our state of consciousness of knowing who we are and understanding our nature, understand that this body and this mind, and if you can look at them not as you being attained by them, you are neither the mind, neither the body, and neither the soul, but you are collectively cultivating it to see how greater can I build this awareness within this body. Of course, we get attached throughout the time, and we get attached to certain things, but we must learn to be disattached in order for awareness to grow. If you can understand the conception of your own level of awareness, you can increase whatever is it that you truly want in this life. Nothing is impossible. The word impossible signifies you've reached the limit of your awareness, and how is it that you can tap into a new state of awareness? And through not knowing, you end up knowing exactly what to do. Taoism teaches us, if we can look at each doctrine within Christianity, Hindu texts, or even Buddhism, they're nothing but doctrines that guide us in a way to fulfill our state of awareness. Ultimately, our end goal, once we leave this realm, leave this world, or let's say we die, Our goal is to build such a great awareness through our children that they build a foundation within our foundation. And you can understand how moving mountains in the biblical term state that our highest mountain is the ground which our children will climb a higher mountain. And we see it collectively when we start seeing other beings or other people who are living a fortunate life and an unfortunate life. But honestly, the people who have lived a fortunate life will end up going to the unfortunate life, because within the unfortunate life, that's when you start building that merit. You start building the impossible to happen. Most people wish they were born in a pleasant life, but in reality, in the state of consciousness, we choose to come to an unpleasant life, because that's where the fun is all at. And it's about overcoming the suffering, our state of trauma, and our perception and traditions, and how to overcome that. You realize you become the hero and villain within your own story. And you see it collectively, regardless of which role you take, both are needed. And we can see how chaotic this world may be, but in actual terms, it is so beautiful, because it actually is fulfilling its duty. We are actually not going in a wrong route, but actually in a fulfillment route. This is where most people will dive into their state of consciousness and go farther through the limitations of their own traditions. Understand any law, any principle, any commandment that you take as principle within yourself is not actually the same one that I see within my own lenses. Understand that the word label is what you fill into it. If you say do not harm your neighbors, it could mean in term of just being nice, but also be mean inside. There's both inner and outer work. And once we begin this awareness within our spirituality, we will increase it, knowing the fulfillment of our own lives. Nothing is meaningless, but all is meaningless at the same time. And once you enter the state of spirituality, or you want to enter it and be more fulfilled within your own life, understand that the route that you're going and the path that you'll be taken on is very, it will put you in a state where it will make you doubt everything. But that's the growth of it, right? And if we can look at the growth, most Buddhism use the term of planting a seed in the mud, right? But we don't take in consideration how that seed may hurt trying to grow its stem, or even the flower that's going to bloom. We see a beautiful rose, but we actually don't understand if that rose actually hurts. But when it blooms, it's such a beautiful, beautiful rose. A lotus that's been shown, and within our life we'll start showing and seeing the lotus within our own life. Again, our feet are and I'll make a video of it to kind of understand the psychology of our body. Understand that our body, our legs are the roots, our hands are the leaves, and our head is our flower, a lotus. The circle, you can't see your own face, but within our inner works, you can see what type of lotus you are. And you'll start seeing within a 10, 12, 14, 16th, how beautiful lotuses each and one of us are. None of you are important, but all of you are so special and unique. Each one of you have gifts like no other. The gifts that I have is according to the suffering and the grounding and the work that I put in the progress of the soul. Again, do not be too attached of your soul purpose, because ultimately you have to let it all go. You are awareness itself, and as spiritual beings, we must cultivate that. Your duty is not to be a famous or to fulfill anything, but in a way for you to know that any conscious, a person of conscious, that's consciously awake, has a duty to always bring love and fulfill each one of our people that we surround ourselves with love, divineness, and to break their limitation. And you'll understand how wordings, how spirituality people can actually use words to guide people. Again, if you have any questions, please send you can comment it. I will put my link in there, or my Instagram, and kind of go within the questions. If you have any questions, if you have anything to kind of have a talk about, please feel free and send that to help in any type of way for you to kind of see the sense of it all. Again, all the answers are given to you. In my next topic, I will talk about perception and how you actually don't understand anything I'm actually saying. You're only knowing it from your state of awareness. And we'll dive in sooner or later. A new video of that will be presented. Understand that your state of awareness can only match your point of view and that sound rhythm that I'm saying to you. into your level of awareness. Again, my name is Jaime Antonio Munoz. My goal and my fulfillment is to raise the awareness of other collective beings, to understand their true nature, and to not to save people, but to be the sages of your own life, and understand to cultivate yourself. And ultimately, it is for yourself. And it'll be beautiful for you to put roots for other beings, for them to guide them in order for them to fulfill it. There is no evil. There is no good. There is just knowing the unknowing. And it continuously, the universe is intelligence. It's lived through eons, further than what we can ever imagine. And even that word, further than that, source is ultimately the greatest of all sources. It is one mind, one body. We're just one atoms further from the whole picture of one whole being. We're all together, and if we can enter from a state of conscious, from the separation of conscious, to conscious itself, to unity conscious, to super conscious, to cosmic consciousness, you'll understand that each one of these consciousnesses will see the realities of it. This realm is solely to understand the basics of everything, but yet this foundation is everything that's needed for the higher of the state of consciousness.